It's Monday Artspace, and we're going to just revisit the face of the studio, which is the project the studio have just recently launched over the last couple of weeks, which is self-portrait for an exhibition for the face of the studio at the studio when it eventually opens again. So we want to fill the gallery space at the front of the studio. So some of you have already sent in your self-portraits, which are brilliant. Some of them are they're great, and we need loads more to fill the gallery. And this submission date is the 31st of May. So also some of the entrants have got no text with it, so we're looking for text to be incorporated into the self-portrait, which is equally as important as the self-portrait. So that's what I was going to concentrate on today: the face of the studio, how ideas of putting text into your self-portrait. If you've already done it, I've got some ways to put text into it without having to disturb the finished art piece you've already done. Okay, so if you haven't got remember the if you look back on the first week of self-portraits, we did a project where you needed no skills whatsoever for producing a piece of art. All you needed is to print off a picture of yourself and print off some subject matter to paste around your picture. So it's the collage version. Okay, so the way you put your text into this, I have done, is before you paste on your collage picture of yourself and your selected subject matters, I've put on my background, I've used the background to put the wording of the studio, blah blah blah, what your words mean. And then, because it covers it up, I've then brought it forward, the words, and put them on each of the subject matter there. So, you know, inspiring, inclusive, more in common. So that's one way to get text into your self-portrait, background text, and then you can bring it forward if you're doing a collage piece. Another way is, this was another finished piece from the previous video, so I couldn't see where I was going to want to put any text on my picture there, so I made a frame for it, or you can buy mounts if you can get out, but a simple frame, and then you use the frame to put your text on. The studio is a place to be inspired, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so that's two ways to incorporate text into stuff already done. Here's another piece I've already done from the last video. So you can simply take your piece, trim it down, and paste it onto another piece of paper, which is larger, and you've got the edge there to do your text. Other than that, we can make a frame which then saves paper, because you save this page. So you measure your picture, and then you bring your measurements in to the middle, so you make it smaller, the measurements, and then we just cut it out. I've done the other three sides. I've got this piece of paper so it's not wasted, and then you make a simple frame for your picture. It neatens it up, and then you can put your text on the frame there. So that's another way of adding text to already done pictures. Okay, and then I've done this new picture here. So I started with this picture. I'll show you how to do this bit, but another way to do first is, before you start any picture, add a square frame of masking tape. Finish the picture, remove the masking tape like so. Gently, watch, you don't rip the paper there, and then you've got a frame there to put your text in there. So that's another way of doing it. And then the final way I've done today is incorporate it into, if you've not started your self-portrait, you can start it now, and you can incorporate the text right from the beginning. So I've just penciled out a line drawing of myself, and then, like the one here, I'm just going to, rather than paint, I'm going to use a fine liner, but you can use a biro or any marker pen or any pencils you can find, and then I'm just going to use, instead of painting the hair in that and the eyebrows, I'm going to put all my words and text in. So if you take a close-up look there, so the eyebrows, the eyelashes area, the lips are all the words that I want to use about the studio, and you just kind of play around with it really and follow it through. So the studio is a place, and you can put these lines in there so it's intermingled with your hair, to be inspired, etc. And then so it follows through the hair there, and then on the eyebrows you follow the shape of the eyebrows, so as it gets bigger your words will get bigger there. Make sure I spell it right. And go small. Oh, I'm going it wrong there. And carry it on wherever you want words. And then on top of the picture you've done your words, you then do whatever paint if you want on, or collage, or so I did a watercolour on the top, wash it, and then yeah, so then I did that and finished that, and I've still got this white thing if I wanted to more text on. So that is some different ways how to put text into your drawings and your self-portrait, especially for the face of the studio. So just a reminder, end date's the 31st of May. We would love many more. We've got loads already, love many more. If you have submitted one without text, you can add text in a different way I've already said, and then or another imaginative way you come up with, and re-photograph and repost it. That would be brilliant. And yeah, give it a go, add some text to your self-portrait. Would love to see them all. Great.